guys, and welcome to this week's Mental Monday. So for this week, I thought we would do the other Christmas theme that I mentioned last week, which is peace. I want to do my 5 ways to cultivate peace in your life. So there are a lot of ways of approaching this. I thought I would just share a few that I really believe in and I have found really helpful for me. Let's get started. Number 1 is to be content. Being content and focusing on the good in what you already have instead of the lack in what you would like to have always can help cultivate peace because you are not feeling a sense of pressure. You're not feeling a sense of needing to overwork yourself to try to reach that goal. And because I have always associated peace with calmness, number 2 is to give yourself quiet time. Quiet time can look like a lot of different things. For me, I have never been good about doing my own quiet time. I have never cultivated that habit, but I would love to start. And I feel like there are a lot of benefits to cultivating a quiet time. Obviously, I share with you guys not just what I've already gotten into a habit of, but also what I hope to get into a habit of. Quiet time is one of them, and this can look like a lot of different things. This can look like quiet yoga in the morning. This can look like reading your Bible. This can look like journaling. This can look like planning out your day. This can look like just sitting with a cup of coffee and looking outside at the scenery or at the sky and just being calm and quiet for a little bit. I think that can really start your day on a non-stressed level, and that can just give you that little peaceful moment every day. Number 3, and the biggest one that I am working on right now, is to declutter your environment and in turn declutter your mind. So lately, you guys know I've been going through a lot of our old boxes that I legitimately have not gone through since I packed them to move to camp, like over 2 years ago. I haven't opened them, I haven't looked at them. We've had no space in any of the houses we've lived in to pull everything out and actually have everything in the house with us, so there hasn't always been that opportunity. And now I'm kind of just jumping straight into going through it, getting it in better bins if we are keeping it and storing it, and throwing away or getting rid of whatever we don't need to keep. Like, it's just not necessary. And one of the biggest things that I found in those boxes so far that I really just felt this epiphany with, like, why am I keeping this? Were magazines on top of magazines of people that I legitimately love and loved reading those articles, but I haven't picked those magazines up since before I moved to camp, and that was 2.5 years ago. So why am I still keeping them? Obviously, it's just taking up space. I don't need to keep it, and the more clutter here in our home, in our environment, the more clutter in both of our minds and my mind. And so the hope is that by getting rid of that stuff, you can kind of clear things out, and that obviously lowers anxiety as well. So my 4th tip, setting boundaries. Setting solid boundaries really can help you keep peace with what environment you are in. You can control the environment you're in. You can control the kind of people that you spend time with, the kind of environment that you want around you. So if somebody is negative and is critical and that is just destroying your peace and your ability to make progress, that person does not necessarily do anything to help you and may be hindering you and even hurting you. So setting boundaries with how often you'll talk to people like that, how often you'll interact with them in any kind of way, or what ways you'll interact with them, can really give you good boundaries that then can help you keep your peace and keep your solid foundation. So my 5th and final tip is to read the Bible. I know that's kind of controversial to talk about, but honestly, especially around Christmas, I unapologetically am going to say peace and joy and anything I talk about on my channel that I'm trying to work on, I get help from my Bible. I am pulling either straight from my Bible or straight from people that are also pulling from their Bible in what they put out, in how they talk about things. And the comfort and encouragement I receive just from hearing something biblically based, from reading my Bible, is something I can't even describe. And prayer also becomes a part of that. What I would want my ideal quiet time to look like would be reading my Bible and praying with a cup of coffee with all the world around me quiet. And I might get there. Hopefully at some point I will definitely get there, and that is a goal of mine. But in the meantime, just putting that in anywhere you can, or some other source that also encourages you, something that feeds you, something that is encouraging and comforting, I guess would be a good word also, comforting. I feel like that can give us so much peace in our life, to have that grounding, to have that foundation, and to have something so life-giving so regularly in our lives. And I feel like just that gives us peace alone. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you in some way, and I would love to hear ways you guys have sought to cultivate peace in your life, or ways that you are focusing on peace this Christmas season. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with everybody. If you are not already subscribed, click the screen and subscribe, and then you can see when the next video comes out. And I will see you guys in that one. Bye!